Hello, beautiful readers. Today is November 23rd, and I have finished reading Eragon by Christopher Paolini, which is the first book in the inheritance cycle. Wow, I forgot how much I just love these books. We start off with Eragon, who is a 16-year-old boy living in the Plancar Valley with his uncle and his cousin. His mom left him there on the farm just after he was born, and they have no idea who his dad is. So he's there, and he's off hunting to help support his family, and while he's out there, he happens to have this blue rock show up out of nowhere and scare off his deer. And so he goes and picks it up, and it's pretty, I guess. So he goes and tries to sell it, and nobody wants it. So he takes it home, and pretty soon it starts to make some noise. Kind of weird. And then it shakes back and forth. Ooh, that's bizarre. And all of a sudden a dragon pops out. So he is the first dragon rider in all of Aglasia for like 100 years. And of course the evil emperor wants all of the dragons he can get his hands on because his was lost years ago. So he comes looking for this dragon egg, only they don't know who has it or if it's even up there. So he sends his Razak, which are these black demon kind of creatures, to come hunt down the people who have this dragon egg. And so they come to the farm and find just Uncle standing there. So they torture him for information and end up killing him and just completely burning down the whole farm. And Eragon comes across this, and thankfully Cousin wasn't there, but Eragon comes and is ticked off. He wants to take his dragon and go hunt those people down until they pay for what they've done. So Brom, the storyteller in town, says, "Hey, I'll come with you. Let me help you out." And so they set off on their epic adventure. And Brom just happens to know, stuff to teach him, like fighting and some magic words and all these wonderful things. And it goes from there. It's just a fantastic story. Christopher Paolini does a really good job of taking detail and this epic storyline and all this people and this world he's created and pacing it out and describing it well enough that it keeps you really compelled just to keep reading and to finish out the whole series. I really, really love the way he manages to pull everything together and give you little tidbits, because there's no real full resolution. You learn more about the whole battle between the Varden, which are kind of like the rebel group, and the evil emperor and all the things going on, but you never get really enough information to feel like you know everything. And I really like the way Eragon as the protagonist doesn't always make the right moves, but he learns. And so he might make a bad move, but then he'll learn and he'll try something else. And I just think it's really kind of a realistic portrayal of a person who happens to be a dragon rider. So overall, I just love this series. I cannot recommend them enough if you like anything to do with fantasy. And it's nice and clean. The writing's a little bit higher, but I would say as soon as they can understand the words well enough to read it, kids can read this book. It's totally fine. And so I highly recommend it. I look forward to finishing Eldest again and eventually getting on to the last book, Inheritance in the Cycle. I'm also reading Shatter Me by Trey Muffy. I'm probably butchering that. So if you have any questions, comments, or other suggestions, please let me know. I love to read anything you suggest. So let me know and I'll get on that. Have a fantastic day and keep reading.